Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the HomeStory Cup 25. We're here in the playoffs, the round of 8. It's Clem going up against Harstem. It's a best of 5, and we are here on Amphion to start off the playoffs. Now we're going to do all of the matches in the playoffs, so it's going to be the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. It's no easy group stage where you know it's going to be an ugly 2-0, so we're dodging that. Nope, we're watching it all the way through. And Clem going for barracks into double gas here on Amphion. Now Harstem got second in Group C, behind Showtime but over Kelazhur, and Clem got first place in Group A over Mana and Ryung. Clem did drop a map to Mana, so Harstem might get a little bit of a nudge in the direction of how to beat Clem. Harstem did beat Kelazhur 2-0, and it was also on Amphion. We did not cast that series. So Harstem has a plan for this map, and it was a first in the series as well. Maybe it's just okay for PvT, but it seems really annoying with this super big, like, airspace. Like, imagine an Oracle just flying around there, or a medevac. It's like, or a lib. Goddamn mosquitoes. How do you get rid of them? The Reaper path does get blocked by a cheeky Pylon here. Do see a Nexus coming out for Harstem. The Cybercore about to finish up, and this probe is going the long way around, but it will start scouting. No proxies for now. Clem, no CC just yet. The factory's almost done before the CC even starts. So there's some aggressive potential here for Clem. And the Widowmine drops would be right up his alley. Stargate in the back here for the Protoss player. Clem to spot the Stargate, but it does keep his Reaper away from seeing the second gas. There's no way there's no second gas if you see a Stargate that early. I guess you could, but then you'd have to go like gas first and then make a Zealot and no gateway research? I don't know. And then you have like gas for what? Like a Phoenix maybe? Oracle does start up. Probably receives a little bit of Chrono Boost action soon. But could also just use it on probies. Adept just staying at home. The other Adept was going across the map. Oh my. 3 Reapers and a Hellion are moving out. This is not a Widowmine drop. It's just pure aggression here. This is interesting. I don't remember seeing this before. But like TVT, it feels like. This feels like a TVT build. Oh, this Oracle is gonna have a juicy time with all of these light units just beaming them down. These Hellions do make their way into the probe line. Get 3 probe kills. But 3 probe kills for 2 Reapers and 2 Hellions? That doesn't seem too good. Clem's second orbital still not done. We do see this medevac coming out. Finally a Widowmine for him as well. And the first Phoenix already starting up for Harstem. And this is gearing up to be a pretty nice position for Harstem. He's ahead in the economy. He's going to make sure that the airspace is his terrain for a long time. But there is this Widowmine drop with the 6 Marines. Going across the map. It did cross this Oracle. Where are the Phoenix? The Phoenix are over here. 3 of them on the map. And they are meeting the medevac. And they find the medevac, but the medevac boosts past. And the Marines actually get dropped before the medevac goes down. The Widowmine blows up one of the Phoenix. And the ground units are a little bit out of position. So some of the probes are going to go down here. 3 probes once again. That's 6 probes in total this game. And the recall did occur. Some trading occurs, but in the end, no more probes die. The Widowmine gets cleaned up. And actually, no recall occurred. I thought it was a recall. They just walked in. But now we have Harstem with a couple Phoenix roaming around the map, keeping air control. And that's kind of rough. You kind of want that air control to be airtight. And not have that medevac slip through the cracks and get a little bit of damage. Now, I still think that resource-wise, it's kind of okay. Yeah, it's about even, actually. Resource loss-wise? Oh, what? Oh, the lib. We missed that one. I told you about the sneaky mosquito libs. Comes in from the side. 4 more Phoenix do go down, or probes go down. And the Phoenix, once again, doing their job, as in they're getting value, but not stopping these great probe losses. So Clem is kind of keeping himself in the game here with this continuous harassment, getting probe after probe after probe. And on one side we have the mineral lost and the gas lost, but it's also the amount of workers, because workers mine more minerals. So this number should be bigger because of the probe loss. So it's only 3 SCVs, but 12 probes have gone down. Damn, it's like... it's been adding up, and now with double drops coming out, and this close-by air map is going to be really annoying. The minerals weren't mined out. There's no pylon here. The Phoenixes are gonna miss this double drop, and this is gonna do so much damage. Oh my god, the 6 gates aren't done either. And this double drop is going to spell disaster for Harstem. He's not going to be happy seeing this. The Artosis pylon powering all of the gateways as well. It's going to get unpowered. And does Harstem even have the production ready to deal with this? 1 Protoss go down, the rest has evacuated. And they should. The Phoenix now come in, the army comes in, gets stuck a little bit in this choke. Guardian Shield doing its job, and the medevac's actually loading on up. The Phoenix nicely kiting the medevacs, and they do take down one of them, so almost no more healing. These zealots, they're surely trying, but they are not succeeding. This is actually the saddest zealot I've ever seen. Oh my god, and Harstem saw it, probably thought it would clean up that Marauder? What? That is so weird. The Zealot thinks it can pass through, but then it can't. And it can't find a way around. That's a weird pathing thing in StarCraft. Usually StarCraft 2 units are just so smart. They'll find a way. Oh my god, and now Clem is dropping down the hammer. Harstem scrambling to defend. More Widow Mines and Bio just running on in. Lots of zombie charge slots running into this army, and they do clean up the mines. The mines don't get the greatest hits, and now Clem actually manages to retreat, kills a Phoenix as well. And that's what I always say, it's so hard to retreat against Phoenix, because they will start killing your medevacs. The Zealots charge on in. A little bit of damage onto the Terran army there from that splash, doing friendly fire. More Phoenix being added on, I like that. I think a higher Phoenix count is warranted on this map. And especially if you want to deal with these medevacs. Oh, this sentry doesn't want to get caught. You want to keep the sentry alive. You only have 1 sentry. We do have the Guardian Shield at the ready. And the Widow Mines almost got their recharge, but nice pickup on the Widow Mines. Of course, they are not invisible anymore unless you have Drilling Claws. And Harstem just being kited so supremely by Clem. Like, Harstem's army is ginormous. But these Zealots are just getting almost no work done. They are tanking a lot, but these Stalkers are just not shooting. The rest of the Zealots are not even managing to catch up with the army. But still, Harstem 70 probes, taking a 4th base. He's clearly in this. 3rd CC was dropped by Clem, a 4th one now being constructed. Let's look at the upgrades. 1-1 for Harstem and only +1 for Clem, so that's explaining a little bit of how that trading for Harstem is still going a-okay. And I'm expecting to see a lot of Zealot run by starting up relatively soon. Oh my god, the Phoenix, the air control is now down, but Clem, rightfully so, is just not doing any more drops. Just like, nope. Full frontal assault, because you know where Phoenix aren't that good. Straight up fights. And I'm just condensing my army into one big Protoss ball, Terran ball. Freudian slip. And I'm just gonna run in and attack. Force you to fight me head on. These Widow Mines have been paying off really nicely. Now we do get a robo here for Harstem. Might get some observers to deal with these Widow Mines. Before they've shot 4 Ghost on the map. 1-1 for Clem versus 2-2 of Harstem. And the supply's looking pretty good. I think if Harstem can get some type of surround, some force fields behind, this is gonna be fine. Oof, the Zealot takes one for the team, takes one for the planet. Oh no, that was Tassadar. Or no, the planet took one for the Protoss race, wasn't it? I never played Brood War, the campaign. Oh my god, the sentries get taken down, get their energy drained by the EMPs. So no more Guardian Shields, no more Force Fields, and sadly no shields on Terran units, so no bonus damage either. All of these Widow Mines get lifted up by the Phoenix. The Phoenix will clean them up, and there's just charge slots just running on in. Is this StarCraft 2, or is this They Are Billions? Because that's a lot of Zealots just hoarding onto these Terran units, and they are running back. These goddamn soldiers trying to stay alive. There's one Immortal in the back. He's like, no! With his crabby feet. No! No! Oh, he does have a big barrier, so he stays alive. More Zealots come in to reinforce. These Phoenix picking off all of these Vikings. No Colossus just yet, but they are in production, so very nice that all of the Vikings were dealt with. The last Immortal does go down. Double Robo Colossus at the back of this. And it's kind of difficult. Like, what do you do? Maybe Disruptors would be okay here, because we already have the Ghost, we already have the Vikings, and in the end, Disruptors are pretty difficult to deal with. Although, it is Clem, so he might just, you know, split. Just split all of his units, all the time. And all of your Disruptors get 0 value. And then you rather just have a couple Colossi getting that value, tanking the Viking shots, I suppose. Getting the guaranteed swipes on the Marines, and oh no. So he goes from not ever dropping, except for the early game, into a Doom drop. I do like it if he opens up this path, making sure that this base is always accessible to Clem here. Picks up all of his units and then re-drops behind the minerals this time around. But this is pretty good for Harstem. It gives him a lot of time to catch up back onto the supply. Catch up back in supply. It's a bit of a slow day today, guys. Sorry. Brain is like, nope. But Clem, he has a 4th base, making a 5th. And Harstem just hasn't really been able to get across the map anymore ever since the early game. We do get a DT Shrine, I like that a lot, but I haven't seen, like, any War Prisms get in. I haven't seen, like, a War Prism over here. I haven't seen, like, Zealots run around and, like, try to get into that 3rd base or anything. I don't know what the probes are doing over here, but they just died. Oh, there's... I'm just gonna say it, there's a base over here. Amphion is such a rare map that I didn't realize. 8 probes going down, because I don't know what they were doing there, but I guess they were... I mean, they've just been forgotten now. I think that is a testament to how much APM Clem requires you to have to respond to his army movements. The Stalkers jump in front, block the Zealots a little bit. The Zealots can't go down that ramp. Another case of the you should have killed the rocks earlier. And now a big Doom drop from Clem goes across the map. This observer does see them leave. And some Stalkers do go towards the main, but did he only see a couple medevacs? That's kind of what it smells like. And Harstem is running across the map. That's so many medevacs, but Harstem does not manage to catch them. No High Templar here, no Disruptors here, no Colossi here. So this is just a big fat bio army ready to crush. And it runs on in. We even have bio here. Nuclear battery has been activated, and the drop actually picks up and gets on out of there. Harstem did manage to push Clem back a little bit at the front. And we even get a 5th base for Harstem, and this game is going the distance. Oh my god, the Doom Drop splits up. That just feels like cheating. These Stalkers still in the main, ready to deal with the drop, but I feel like if these medevacs get down... Oh my god, the Phoenix are gonna miss it! No way! No. Are you for real? They're missing it by like a hair. 3 Colossi, that seems to be the magic number for the Protoss players. The drop is touching down in the main base. Unbelievable. These Stalkers don't know what's going on. We're just gonna watch these Stalkers for a little bit longer. The DTs in the main do clear it up, and in the front we have a fight. And the Colossi, look at the Colossi swipes. There's just no Vikings here. Colossi uncontested, +3 attack. Completely destroying Bio. In the main, that drop did finally leave. Oh my god, all of the chaff cleaned up, and now Harstem losing his Colossi might even lose these Disruptors as well. And that fight, oh my god. I was like, okay, this fight's gonna go great for Harstem, and he actually loses all of his expensive units in the end. The last Disruptor even getting sniped, and these Phoenix, time to clean up some medevacs. Make those starports work for it. We do have 2 starports, third starport as well. So Clem fixing that, like, ye old Terran bottleneck of the starport. And the libs are out. Liberator range is out. +2 on the air units is starting up as well. +2 attack. 2 Colossi walk on in. The swipes go down, but the freedom zones are here. These probes also no clue what they want to do in life. They're just a little stuck. I relate. You're done with college, and then what? Oh my god, and Harstem has to GG out in this game number 1. I mean, this was just a little much. Holy moly. Look at the map. Just everything taken, and Clem just playing so hard. I like how Harstem was just taking all of the other bases now. Wow. Golden minerals. Cheeky. But he just never got on Clem's side of the map. He moved out once here, and then boom, got dropped in the main. Because those medevacs... So sneaky, dude. Unbelievable. And these Stalkers stole the show, though. They were showboating for real, for real. I don't know. Dude, Clem's micro... Oh, sorry. Clem's micro is just... something else. And I've got my coffee ready. For game number 2. Between Clem and Harstem. Because... this series is proving to be taking a lot more brain power to follow. These guys were just playing around the entire map on Amphion, and we don't see that map a lot, but that was a great Amphion game. I enjoyed it a lot, even though I was scrambling to keep up. That's a Clem game for you. This guy plays too fast. I think if I would watch him, like, first person, sit behind him, I would probably get nauseous. Because I also get motion sick with like VR headsets and stuff. So I'm pretty sure I would get nauseous. Now, something that won't make you nauseous is making sure that you are subscribed to the channel. And you can like the video, whatever. Just to hack the algorithm for me would be nice. Harstem going for a Nexus here, as he did last game. And Clem this time around not going for the double gas. He goes for the single gas Reaper expand. So not going to see that 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion pressure into that Widowmine drop. Into a lib that we completely missed. Or at least I missed it. Of course, you didn't miss it. You saw it on the production tab. You were like screaming at the screen like dumbass caster. Reaper running around Goldenaura here, trying to find this probe. And again, Harstem sends his scouting probe across the map, like the long way around. But he does get this the scout. This Marine, though, does catch the probe. Good micro can kill that probe. The Marine was off angle. Oh my god, the probe bumps his head into the CC. It's kind of like a horror movie where you're running away from the slasher and you just run into a wall. Or like a beam. Another probe goes down. Unfortunate probe rally. The Reaper did manage to take advantage of that. Ooh, this probe is in peril. It's a Clem Reaper after all. Look at Clem, dude. He's destroying this Adept. He's abusing the range so much. Luckily, the Stalker's here to back him up, but Clem's just running circles around Harstem here in the early game. Now, Harstem did get confirmation on that early command center, so he knows what he's up against. But Clem finds the Twilight Console in the back, knows it's not the Stargate that Harstem usually gets. Harstem does find the starport as well, can even damage this SCV a little bit. Gets an SCV kill, does not stop the starport from building though. Oh, for a little bit, small delay. Does not get the second SCV kill. How many gateway blink is this going to be? We see 2 gates so far. And a quick robo's coming out. So, most standard nowadays is 3-gate blink. But with a robo, it's a little new for me. So I guess the blink is just there to be useful. Probably gonna go into a second Twilight upgrade right away. And just try to sit back, not pressure too much. I mean, you can still make a decent amount of Stalkers off of 2 gateways, I suppose. And then get this Observer and go across the map. Try to use your blink aggressively. And behind it, you can tech up to like the Colossi. Little Widowmine drop goes to the 3rd. That's a little unexpected. You'd expect this drop to go to the main, right? This probe even ready to spot it a little earlier. And the Widowmine does get spotted. Or, well, he kind of revealed himself by shooting at nothing, because the blink kind of coincided with the blink stalkers trying to catch this medevac. The medevac actually getting out versus these 4 stalkers. And straight into a robotic support bay. Another gateway going down. So this is not going to be Phoenix Colossus this time around. It's just blink stalkers into a robotic support bay. There could be disruptors. So blink Ruptor. I don't know if people remember that PvP era where it was Blink Stalker versus Disruptor almost every game. And Protoss players were like having heart attacks every game, but the viewers were loving it. I think it was like 2017-ish. That was great. I loved it. That was just before free-to-play. And during, so yeah, 2016, 2017. You know, Neeb. Forge goes down, and the Colossus comes out. Do love me some Colossi. The big laser giraffes. The Death Walkers. Oh, this Raven tries to get a little damage done, but the Stalkers are ready. Observer sees Raven. Raven doesn't detect. Oh, now it does. That's a little weird. He already saw the glimmer, but the detection range is just slightly lower than the vision range of the Raven. Apparently. Today we learn. Well, the auto turrets do go down, but they auto-target the Stalkers. 2 probes do go down eventually. No shield battery in the front. Nice blink for it on the Stalkers, but it gets punished. Force fields go down, but oh my god, Clem just pulls the trigger, goes on top of that Colossus, clicks it down, clicks down the sentries as well. The target fire on Clem is supreme. And just pulls apart Harstem's technical army there. Harstem tries to be cheeky with his target fire on the medevacs. But Clem's damage output was just a little too high. The force field's not quite landing the way he wanted. Instant pickup and redrop. And Harstem again scrambling. He does have a worker lead, but his army is being doubled up by that of Clem. He has +1, he has stim, he has enough medevacs, so this is going to do a lot of damage. I mean, you can see your opponent, but if you can't survive your opponent's damage, you're just dead. These 5 Stalkers trying to poke the bear a little bit. They almost kill a Marine. Well, they kill 1 Marine, but they do lose 1 Stalker in return. That's not a good trade. Stalkers are a quite bit more expensive than a Marine. I think it's like 125.50 versus 50. Oh my god, the Zealots do run up the ramp, and you know what I say. Up a ramp, down a game. And this Colossus is the backbone of the army, the last man standing for the Protoss army when it comes to power units. The Observers being F2'd back into the base. The Forge gets targeted down, dude. Clem making sure that I don't have to win right here, but I'm gonna win the longer game because I'm already up an upgrade, and soon I'll be up 2 upgrades. Instant response into the double Forge behind it. 3 gateways are unpowered. They need a little tasteless pylon to help them get back on their feet. And Harstem does notice it right now. Kind of funny how I think most players do this. When your Forge over here gets sniped, you just rebuild it in the same spot. Which, I mean, that kind of sets it up to get sniped again. It's even, for a while, I think it was ZVT, where Terrans would start sniping your spawning pool because of cracklings and stuff. And the Forge gets targeted down again. Harstem GG's out, because there was some action going on over here. We can see that both of their cameras were over there. Another drop in the main that Harstem could not contest. His army supply was getting doubled, and this went very bad, very fast. Unless you're a Clem fan, then this is fantastic. And he's now up 2-0 in a best of 5. But to go back to my thought, in ZVT, a couple of years ago now, let's say 2020, it's quite a few years ago. Okay, when I was still good at the game, Terrans would try to snipe your spawning pool and baneling nest when they were like pushing with their bio-mine pushes, basically. And if you'd like a 2 medevac drop got into your main and they got to click down your spawning pool, like they have +2, +3 upgrades, it dies pretty fast. And if you're a Zerg and you rely on Zergling Baneling to defend and you don't have a spawning pool anymore, you have a massive vulnerability there. And the building is rather cheap. Well, it's 200 minerals, like spawning pool's kind of expensive in StarCraft 2. I think it's cheaper in StarCraft 1. So I just learned myself to, when I make a 5th base, like 5th hatchery, sometimes that's a Macras, sometimes it's a 5th base, I just make a spawning pool. Not next to the other spawning pool, obviously, but I would just make one in the natural at the 3rd or whatever. And it saved me more than once. So, you know, you could also just make another Forge. Just be sure that when this gets sniped, you can start your upgrades over there. But it's not quite the same, but still. It's sniping buildings is one of the things that makes StarCraft really cool. Because when you snipe, well, for Terran it's a little different, but say you snipe a starport, or you snipe an engineering bay, or Tech Labs is the big one, right? With the blink. It just changes the game so much because it's kind of like a choke point, kind of like... sorry to reference Yu-Gi-Oh so much, but in Yu-Gi-Oh, if you do a combo, sometimes you consolidate all of your advantage into one card, and that has to resolve, and then your combo continues. It's kind of the same in StarCraft, where my whole build revolves around getting Stim. So if Stim gets cancelled by killing the building, everything is out of whack. And yeah, that makes the game very exciting. The same with these upgrades. +1 was huge. It never finished. And Colossus really benefit from the +1. The Stalkers also really benefit from the +1. Zealots like it. They have a double attack, so they get +1/+1 on it. That's nice. The same reason why getting that armor finished is even more huge for the Terran, where making sure that the Zealots do like -2 damage instead of -1 because they have 2 attacks. And armor applies to every attack in StarCraft. Let's just go to game number 3, guys. And game number 3 is happening on Amphion. Clem going up against Harstem. And my apologies for the ramble at the end of game number 2. In the future, I'm going to try and save that for the start of game 3. So that we can get into the game without just looking at a paused screen of the game. I think that's just more efficient of both of our times. Harstem going for the same opener, runs around with the probe a little bit. Not a lot of places to proxy on Crimson Court because of the division of the map. And we've talked about it before, how cool it is that both the left and the right side... Oh, the probe gets caught by the same Marine once again, but this time around, Harstem thinks that he probably lose the probe if he doesn't pull back. Is there a Reaper on the map this time around? No. Oh, so this Marine was just a little earlier as well. So no Reaper. We get the factory and a reactor. Second gas goes down now. The CC is up, but the Marine is not letting the probe see it at all. I mean, he can sniff it. Smells like a command center, but you don't know for sure. Could even be on the high ground. That would be the double whammy. If you throw in the probe and lose it, and then you don't see a CC, that would be annoying. But the Adept is coming out. And of course you still want to have that CC on the low ground, make more SCVs, start mining all of those good minerals. This Adept is coming out, sees the Marines, walks into the Marines, and the Marines do get a couple good shots off. The Shade gets blocked by this depot. It's a little weird. If you would make that Shade a little bit more athletic, it could probably go like past the supply depot or go underneath it or something, but no. It gets blocked by buildings. Maybe they just have some anti-shade technology that we don't know about. I haven't heard them about it in the campaign, but it might be the case. Harstem this time around goes for that blink again, so not going back to that Amphion style, which might have just been like an Amphion specific build that he likes doing. Ooh, one of the Adepts does get caught in the middle of the map by that Cyclone. Cyclone, of course, pretty good at hunting down units like the Adepts, like the Phoenix, even Oracles. That's why we see a couple Cyclones in the early game usually. Usually just one. Protects against Oracles, all the units I just mentioned. But now it's a little bit of a push coming out of Clem here, and it's just a lot of Marines for the early game to deal with for a Protoss player. We do have a battery in the back here. The pylon is a little vulnerable. We have 2 units ready for Harstem. 2 more are in the main. But is he aware of these units coming out? Shade is moving forward, is going to catch this army moving in, and you see the units running back, coming out from the main as well. And not fully in position to deal with this, but the nuclear battery is going to help patch this up. The nuclear battery is being targeted down. These Stalkers try to target down as many Marines as possible. The Cyclone got picked up. A couple shots of the Stalker being dodged by that hot pickup. And the Probe's now picked off the line when most of the units have already died. I always hate when that happens, because that means you probably messed up a little bit earlier. Nice micro from Harstem here. Blinks every which way with the Stalkers now, but a lot of Probes are going down to these 3 Marines and a Cyclone. Nice blink forward. Click the medevac. No, he moved Command a little bit too much. 3 damage for Clem here. This Stalker gets targeted and another one gets targeted down, and now no more Stalkers. 1 Stalker, second one gets warped in. It's only 3 Marines and a Cyclone. And the Immortal comes in. Big Daddy Shotgun Hands is on the map. But 10 Probes have already gone down, and that is just horrific damage that we just saw Harstem take. Like, the Probes count seems okay, but he has no army either. Like, that's how much he lost. He lost, like, almost 2,000 resources for not even 700. By Clem here, he might get the snipe on this medevac, but Harstem doesn't really want to make any extra units. Another Probe goes down. Just adding insult to injury. That's just flipping the bird right there. Clem, you're a little meanie. You're French, aren't you? Nothing against the French. I wasn't very good at it in high school, okay? Okay, that's lying. I was terrible at it. But I was terrible at learning in general. I was good at understanding. But like hard learning, if that makes sense. In Dutch we call it stampen. But I don't know what you call it in English. It's basically just learning by heart. Just downloading the information basically without any like understanding. Just learning that le poisson means fish, I think. Like just learning that without any context or whatever. Like I'm so bad at that. It's just, especially when it doesn't interest me in the slightest. And you also need it in StarCraft a little bit, where if you scout something at a certain time, you just need to know like, if there's a gas done at like 320, and it's 2 gas, then this build, or this build. But if it's 340 and the gas just finished, then it's this or this or this. So you still have to do a lot of like rote learning exercises, even in StarCraft. But you know, it's a video game. It's a little bit more fun. Oh my god, there's almost no shield batteries. One of them is halfway done. But this Clem push is looking really, really scary. Doubling the army supply once again. These goddamn stupid Cyclone finally gets taken down. Good on you, Harstem. F that Cyclone. But 3 tanks are moving on in, taking down your buildings slowly but surely. And I think Harstem just has to wait as long as possible here. Try to stop these tanks from moving in for as long as possible. And then just move on in. I don't know if he wants to pull probes here once again. But slowly but surely he's going to be losing critical infrastructure. That's a hallucinated immortal. It doesn't get targeted down, because this Raven is revealing it, and Harstem tries to pull a cheeky one at the end there, but oh my god, that just went so fast, so bad for Harstem. After a kick-ass game number 1, sure, he didn't play perfect, but he got a game out of Clem, like a longer game. But game number 2 and game number 3, just unlucky, basically. Unlucky is all I can really say. Clem not fooling around. He wants to win this tournament, and he takes a 3-0 win over Harstem in this best of 5. Guys, that was short and not very sweet for one of them. I hope you enjoyed this cast nonetheless. A couple less casts coming up because I will be at a wedding, so I'll be like interspersing them like every 2 days instead of every day. But my promise is always 3 to 4 casts a week, so you know you guys have been getting the gravy train the last month or so. Been doing a lot of casting. Thank you for watching, as always. I do really, really appreciate it. I think today somebody subscribed and he was like, wow, I didn't want to check you out because you had low subscriber numbers, but I was positively surprised. I'm like, that feels really good. I love waking up to a message like that. Just, you know, I think you can all imagine. That is just nice. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you subscribed or like, whatever. Just come back for the next video is enough for me, honestly. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.